Today is November 25th. My name is Allie Sargent, and I'm interviewing my grandmother, Pat Parsons.
My name is Pat Parsons. I'm 72, and we're at my house.
Okay. Where did you grow up at?
Right here, Dunbar, West Virginia.
Were you in like a little house?
I grew up on 5th Street, in a little frame house.
With your mom?
My mom, I have a sister, and my mom and dad divorced when I was 11, so it was just me, my little sister, and my mom.
What was your childhood like?
It was good. We didn't do anything spectacular, but it was just, when I think about it now, it was a good time because we didn't have to be afraid of people getting us or drugs or anything like that. We'd get out and play spotlight till 11 o'clock at night.
What was my mom like growing up?
Probably if she was growing up today, I'd have her on Ritalin. She was wound. She was into everything. When she was about 11, she wanted a lime green Curry bicycle. And they were really expensive. So I saved up the money, and my mom helped me, my sister helped me, and we got her that bike. Well, Mom stored it in her garage, so I had to go up there and get it, put it in the trunk of my car, which it wouldn't fit. It was hanging out. And so we brought it home and I put it in the living room. And she got up the next morning and came into the room to see that and saw that bike. And it was a good Christmas. She really was excited about that.
Was she well behaved?
Yeah, she didn't give me trouble that way. She was always into stuff, and she had never given me any trouble at all. And she was, among the majorettes, she was considered Miss Goody Two-Shoes. So they decided that they would fix Miss Goody Two-Shoes. And so she was supposed to go to a slumber party one night. One of the other girls' mothers came and knocked on the door and said, "Do you know where Lisa is?" And I said, "Yeah, she went to a slumber party." She said, "No, that's not where she is." And she said, "They're not there. They took off." And so I freaked out. And they had gotten my baby drunk. They had given her grain alcohol, which is supposed to be really bad. And she hadn't had anything to eat, and she was a mess. That's the worst thing she ever did. She never did it again. But they fixed her.
What were your parents like?
My mom and dad were divorced when I was 11. So I feel like I've led several different lives. I was a spoiled kid when I was little, and my dad made good money, so we had money and everything. Then him and Mom split up. He lost his job, and then I became single parent from a single parent family, and the money kind of dried up, and I'm a lot like my dad, but I wasn't really close to him. He got married again and had 4 kids, and so I didn't really spend a lot of time with him. My mom, she was always there. I've learned that nobody gives you anything. You have to work for it. And that old saying of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is true. There's just been a lot of things that have happened to me in my life.
Can you think of anything specific that taught you a lesson even to this day that you still think of?
My hubby walked off and left me. And left me with 2 kids, and he didn't help support either one of them, and so I had I had to do it, and I did.
Can you tell me about your religious beliefs?
I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the virgin birth. I believe he came to earth. He died. Buried and rose again, and he's coming back. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and by a leading breast cancer doctor who had seen a lot of breast cancers, and I remember when I woke up out of the anesthesia, he was leaning over the bed telling me he was sorry. He said, I was never so sure that anything was cancer in my life, but that George was. And he said, when I got in there, it wasn't.
When you meet God, what do you want to say to him? You can cry. It's okay.
I'd rather not. I just want to thank him.
See, Papa.
I've been very blessed, and I want to thank him for that. My mom would have killed me if I'd done too much. She would have. And she told me if I went out and got in trouble, she'd throw me out of the house. And she probably wouldn't have, but I wasn't sure. I better stay straight.
Who has been the most important person in your life? Choose carefully.
I have two. My mom, of course, and then Eddie.
Can you tell us about Papa, Eddie?
We met, and he was so much younger than me, and I called him a teeny bopper. And so he came up to me one day, and he said, I want to tell you something. He said, you don't have to go out with me if you don't want to, but I want you to know one thing. I said, well, what? And he said, I'm not a teeny bopper. But he gave me the security that I had never had. I knew that he would be there for me. The first Christmas after I got married to Eddie, I raised my two girls on my own and did without so they could have stuff, and so I never had an Agner bag in my life, never. And so the first Christmas that Eddie and I were married, I started opening presents, and the first thing I opened was an Agner bag. I was so thrilled. And I had some other boxes, and I opened up another box, and there was a pair of Agner shoes. I couldn't believe it. When Eddie and I redid our vows, we did that in September, and he died in December. But we redid our vows. I had no idea that he was seriously ill. We thought he had something that could be taken care of with a surgery, and the doctor thought I knew, but I didn't. And so he came out in the middle of the waiting room after they were taking X-rays. They just taking X-rays of, and he came out in the middle of the waiting room where I was sitting with your mother, and politely told me that Eddie had cancer and didn't have long to live.
If this were to be our very last conversation, which I sure hope it's not,
yeah.
What words of wisdom would you want to pass on to me?
I think I've already done that. I think I did that by the way I lived in front of you.
Yeah. By being involved.
Mm-hmm. I'm very proud of you. Weekends we spent together.
Spent
we always
3 weeks with you at one time.
Yeah, you always stayed with me, and then we went to church on Sunday morning, and then I always had to go to Ryan's and eat.
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese. I'd like for the people to know I loved them. And I was a little quirky.
Well, that's the truth.
I've been called quirky, and I'm trying to tap that quirkiness down right now. But I'd like to be thought of as a good example of a Christian. I'd like to be thought of as a godly woman, prayer warrior, all those good things. One of the things the mother taught us was when you get a job, you be thankful for that job. You be thankful that you have a job. And you work hard. And when you get your payday, you say, thank you very much.